Next is the Raw Tag Team Championships. The brand new Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, against Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Excuse me, Murphy. He's not Buddy anymore, apparently. But this is the kind of thing that I was talking about. They don't know what to do with their tag team divisions and their tag team titles. So they just gave them to the Street Profits. Just handed them over to them. But the guys that they took it from, who was Seth Rollins and Murphy, are just some random fucking schmoes that they threw together to give the titles to for a hot minute anyways, which there was really no reason for that. They weren't really an established tag team. Seth Rollins, obviously, he's the star in all of this, you know, but as far as I'm concerned, if they're the top of the food chain, you know, their main titles, if their main title pictures for the Universal and the WWE championships, if those title pictures weren't so screwed up, Seth Rollins should be in that mix instead of the tag team title mix. But no, this is where he finds himself. Either way, Street Profits, they go on and on for a minute backstage. They're ranting and raving, and I didn't really give one shit about what they were talking about, but they finally make their way out to the ring. Here comes Seth and Murphy. They got the AOP with them. Street Profits, they're working on Murphy. Finally, Rollins comes in. He takes over. But then Seth Rollins really looks like a chump because here he is, a former multi-time champion with the WWE titles, the Universal titles, Intercontinental titles, you know, about every title you can think of. But here he's getting thrown around by who I still consider nobodies at this point. Yes, they're the tag team champions, but whoop-de-doo, you know. They're just getting thrown around by these guys like he's never accomplished anything in his life. It's disgraceful as far as I'm concerned. And at this point, you know, Murphy comes back in. He gets thrown around a bit. So now these guys are throwing around not only Murphy, but Rollins too. And at that point, Jerry the King Lawler, he's on commentary, right? And he says, something doesn't look right here. And yeah, you're right, King. I completely agreed. Seth Rollins, you know, shouldn't be looking like a chump, but he is, you know, whatever. So I completely agree with the King on that. Rollins finally takes control after about a year and a half. You know, finally starts getting some offense. It shouldn't take him this long, somebody that's this successful, to get any kind of offense. But anyways, he starts taking control, and Montez Ford, he starts jumping around like a child. I think he screwed up one little spot there or something, but he's jumping around like a damn jumping bean. He's jumping around all over the place. And I'm not saying jumping around like a damn cruiserweight or a luchador. He's just jumping. He's jumping here and he's jumping there. He's just jumping. Just look goofy. The Vikings come down to interrupt. They don't really get into the match. They just jump AOP. AOP and the Vikings, they start fighting and they make their way to the back and they disappear. You know? That really didn't mean anything. There's no reason for that either. Except to, you know, I guess even the odds, but I don't know. It didn't really serve much of a purpose to me as far as I'm concerned. Because after that, the match just, if that would have been like towards the end of the match and the Vikings come down and they're beating up on AOP and it distracts Murphy and Rollins or something to help the Street Profits win, I guess I could have understood it a little more. But no, they fight off to the back and this tag team match just continues as normal, like nothing had ever happened. Dawkins gets a hot tag from Ford. He just cleans house. He just starts clearing the ring. At least for a minute, because then he gets shut down because Murphy and Rollins, they just start super kicking everybody. Street Profits gain control some more. They go back and forth. They keep blind tagging, just slapping each other on the back. These damn blind tags are irritating my soul. You know, it's supposed to be a tag team match. The rule used to be, at least, that there's supposed to be some kind of hand-to-hand contact. You know, I'd be fine with it, like, if you front face lock the guy, you back him up to your corner, you just stick your hand up and your partner slaps your hand. That's a tag. You smack him in the back of the head or something, that shouldn't be a tag. It's It's irritating. Now, at this point, this damn match is taking forever. I'm literally starting to nod off and fall asleep at this point because I really don't care. I just want it to end. And I really just, start contemplating even finishing watching the show. Finally, Kevin Owens, he starts walking through the crowd. He's eating popcorn. I guess he's got a thing against Seth Rollins. They've been fighting each other week in and week out, I guess. But instead of being extremely angry with Seth Rollins, wanting to just run down to the ring and jump into the ring and start taking Rollins' head off, he just casually walking through the fans eating popcorns. No big deal, right? No big deal whatsoever. He jumps the barricade. He's sitting on one of the announcers' tables. Seth Rollins sees him. He walks over them. Seth walks over to Owens. Owens throws popcorn in his face. Doesn't even touch, Seth Rollins. Doesn't punch him in the face. Doesn't kick him in the face. Rollins doesn't retaliate. He's got popcorn in his hair. He just turns around. He points in Owens' face. And he gets pounced by Dawkins. He eats, the barricade. Owens stands there just continuing to eat his popcorn. So stupid. You get a frog splash onto Buddy Murphy and the Street Profits win. And they retain the tag titles. Big deal. The only thing, as far as I'm concerned, that you did in this match was bury Seth Rollins just a little bit further. Just poured some more dirt on his grave. Didn't mean anything. Street Profits, they're still your champions. Kevin Owens finally walks in the ring. He lightly sets down his bag of popcorn so it doesn't fall over, right? Got to be able to eat the popcorn still. He gives a stunner to Rollins, and then he walks back over to the other side of the ring, picks his popcorn back up. He rolls out of the ring and, pours some popcorn on Murphy as he walks out the ring, or out of the arena. It just, I don't know. To me, that was so silly. If there's supposed to be something between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, make it look like he's actually pissed off at Seth Rollins instead of, somebody that, I don't know, it looked like he's just fucking with him instead of actually having a grudge against him or something. I don't know. Street Profits are your tag team champions still. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Big deal. Moving on.